Hi guys, welcome back. As promised, I'm doing a video for you to explain how to do the creditor's journal. So we're jumping right in. The question will usually read something like this. It will say, you are required to record the following transactions of ABC Travel in the creditor's journal with analysis columns for total creditors, stationery, equipment, and sundries. Okay, renumber the invoices from P67. Close off the journal at the end of the month. So the very first thing we need to do is to check that we've got all the analysis columns. Okay, we've got total creditors, we've got sundries, but we don't have stationery. So you're going to name your blank, one of your blank columns, stationery, and you're going to name the other blank column, equipment. This is as per the instruction in the question. They say that you have to renumber your invoices from P67. So even before we look at anything, any of the transactions, we know that the first number, the first document number is going to be P67. There we go. From there on, guys, it's your responsibility to just keep numbering it in numerical order. It means the next one will be P68. Okay, I'll show you when we get there. Right, our first transaction reads, bought printing paper on credit from Big Stationers for 9,820 Rand. Right, so what does that look like on our journal? We've already got our document number. The day was the 1st. The creditor, who is the creditor that I bought from? I bought from Big Stationers. And under your total creditors, you're going to put the full value that has been given to you. 9,820 Rand goes under your total creditors. But then you have to show on your creditors journal what was it for. If you have a column for that specific item that you bought, you're going to put it underneath the specific column. If you do not have a column for it, it's going to go under your sundries. So in this case, guys, it was stationery. So we're going to just insert that value, the same value, under stationery. 9,820 Rand. That's it. Your first transaction is done. Next one. On the 5th, we bought diesel for the delivery vehicle on credit from Shell for 1,900 Rand. Okay. We know we have to keep to our sequence order of the document number. So this one will be P68. The day was the 5th. Who is the creditor that I bought from? It is Shell. You take your full value and you put it directly under total creditors, 1,900 Rand. And then you ask yourself, what was it for? So this was for fuel. Even though it says diesel, guys, we will normally refer to it as fuel. And we don't have a column for fuel, right? So for this one, we have to use our sundries. Under your details of sundries, you're simply describing what it was for. In this case, we'll write the word fuel. And you put your value under your sundry amount, 1,900 Rand. That's it. I'm going to do the next one just now. I'm just making my columns a bit smaller so you can see better. There we go. Our next transaction on the 15th of the month, we bought 3 computers at 5,300 Rand each from PC Boss. Okay, so this is a calculation that you have to do, guys. If you buy 3 computers at 5,300 Rand each, you've got to multiply by 3, and that is going to be your full creditors amount. Okay, so what does it look like on our journal? We're going to insert our document number, which we know is P69 because we're following the number order. The day was the 15th. Who is the creditor that I bought from? PC Boss. And if you've worked out 5,300 times 3, you're going to take that full value and insert it under your total creditors, 15,900 Rand. You ask yourself, what was this for? So when you buy computers, it will fall under equipment, and we've got a column for equipment, right? So we can use that column, 15,900 Rand for equipment. There we go. Just need to make the column bigger. Then you can see it. Right. That's it. That transaction is done. Next one, on the 20th. On the 20th of March, we bought a fax machine from NL for 3,500 Rand, as well as fax paper for 780 Rand. Okay, so if they give you basically two transactions in one line, it means it happened on exactly the same day. And if your columns allow it, you can just put everything in one line. So it will look like this. We're going to number our document number P70. The day was the 20th. Who is the creditor? So guys, it was one creditor, right? We bought a fax machine from NL as well as fax paper. Both of those things were bought from the same person. So our creditor is NL. Now what needs to happen? To have a total creditor's value, it means that you've got to take the 3,500 Rand and add the 780 Rand to that value. Okay? It gives you a total creditors of 4,280 Rand. What was this for? Okay. 3,500 Rand of that was definitely for equipment because that's your fax machine, right? But the fax paper falls under stationery. So your 780 Rand goes under stationery. We had columns for both of those things. I hope that makes sense, guys. If you feel unsure, maybe just rewind the video a little bit and just listen to it again. I'm sure it will make sense. Right, we've got one more transaction left. On the 25th of the month, we bought invoice books on credit from Big Stationers. So don't let this word, invoice books, confuse you or overwhelm you. It's simply just stationery. It's something that is used in the office to write out an invoice to a client, and it falls under your stationery. So our document number will now be P71. The day is the 25th. Who is the creditor that I bought from? I bought from Big Stationers. I take my full value and insert it under my total creditors. You ask yourself, what was it for? It was for stationery, so it goes under the stationery column. And that's it. There we go. Part of the instructions at the top was close off the journal at the end of the month. So you'll remember from the cash receipt and the cash payment journal videos that I showed you, when they say you have to close off the journal, it simply means that you have to add up all of the values in that specific column. So you're going to add up everything under your total creditors, everything under stationery, equipment, and sundry amounts. So I've already got my totals because I'm using Excel, so it does help a lot. So if you look at these totals, basically how you can double check yourself is if all of your columns, stationery, equipment, and sundries, if you add up all of those totals together, it should be the same as the total for the total creditors. So let's quickly check. I haven't done it. Let's see if it works. So I'm just putting in a formula and we're adding all of the other columns together. And it actually gives us exactly the same value, 32,370 Rand. So if that happens, you can be pretty sure that you've done it right. It's a good way for you to check. And if it doesn't balance, maybe you just forgot to put the value under your total creditors, or maybe you had it under total creditors, but you forgot to put it either in a column or in your sundries. So it's a nice way just to double check. And I always say TOP N5, it's one of the few subjects that gives you an opportunity to double check yourself and then maybe to fix the mistake if you find that you've got an opportunity to fix it. So that's great. Okay, guys, that is Creditor's Journal. I don't know if it seemed very quick to you. It is a very straightforward journal, guys. Not a lot of calculations and tricky things to this journal. They can make it part of a bigger question where they, sometimes combine the cash payment journal with the creditor's journal. But for now, I wanted to just show you basically how to do the creditor's journal. At a later stage, I will do some more complicated questions where they mix match the transactions. So we'll still get to that. Okay, I hope that was helpful and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please go and click on subscribe, please, guys. And if you like the video, you can click on the like and share it with your friends. It would really mean a lot to me. And I'm happy if I've been able to help. Okay, guys, have a good day. We'll talk again soon. Bye.